Distinguished Madam Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court, Madam Deputy Chief Justice, the Attorney General, my good friend Justin Muturi, ministers present, distinguished ambassadors present and high commissioners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will not forget judges of the Supreme Court. Good morning. I am truly happy to be part of this first ever launch of a report of NCAJ. I'm told that this is the inaugural report, even though NCAJ has been here for 10 years. I don't know whether it's by coincidence that I am present here today, or it was somehow waiting for me. And as I walked in here, I was looking for the maze, because normally when I come to where the judiciary is, I normally see a maze. So I don't know whether it was forgotten today, or it was not supposed to be here. Oh, this is not the judiciary function, it is NCAJ. I was doing that because some of the members of the NCAJ have been complaining that the judiciary is bullying them. But with the absence of the maze, I think that allegation is not true. But I'm honored to be here for this launch. It is highly encouraging to observe such an impressive assembly of diverse actors united in common endeavor. The struggle for a just society is a noble end in and of itself. At the same time, it cannot be denied that progress in this quest directly leads to significant improvement in the lives of all people. The efficacy of our justice sector, whether and how we uphold the rule of law and administration of justice, is key to the performance of the institutions of our political economy. Our most salient aspiration from the Kenya Vision 2030 to the government's plan for the bottom-up economic transformation agenda rely on the strength and credibility of the justice system. Since the establishment of the National Council on Administration of Justice more than 11 years ago, it has been gratifying to witness its steady growth and maturation of constituent organizations. As a result, public confidence has risen steadily, with more and more Kenyans seeking to access justice and majority expressing satisfaction in the services provided. The impressive transformation of the sector is by no means inadvertent. Rather, it is the outcome of effective coordination of relevant actors on a consistent basis. This successful model holds important lessons for other sectors in effective approaches to coordinating diverse actors to achieve far-reaching sectoral reforms. And on this account, I want to say well done to NCAJ. I note with great appreciation that despite these considerable achievements, you are not resting on your laurels. The good work continues, building on the encouraging achievements from past efforts. This is why the current strategy is titled A Coordinated and Cohesive Justice Sector Serving the People of Kenya. The government pledges its support to NCHA to deliver on this plan, particularly on the 7 priority areas. 1, strengthened NCHA coordinating mechanism for improved access to justice. 2, enhanced criminal justice reforms. 3, strengthened court users committees to coordinate justice at all levels and especially at the local level. 4, improved access to justice for vulnerable groups, enhanced civil sector justice reforms especially. 5, strengthened partnerships. And 6, stakeholder engagement. And finally, effective monitoring and evaluation for the justice sector. The coordinating mechanism, which is responsible for many achievements, is due for enhancement if the sector is to rise to its next level of efficiency and efficacy. It is time to also enhance criminal justice system reforms. Apart from credible and expeditious due process, criminal justice must evolve to catch up with best practice and respond to the common sense. The prejudice is compounded where the accused turns out not to be guilty. Custodial sentencing should not be default conviction, especially where petty crimes are involved. Similarly, there are many instances in which the use of technology, the use of alternative resolution approaches, the use of alternative to prosecution could go a long way in achieving substantive justice without overburdening the criminal justice system. The need for robust integrity assurance framework is a critical priority for NCAJ. The NCAJ's Committee on Anti-Corruption must deliver a strong, clear message to the nation that zero tolerance to corruption is a meaningful proposition, and that the credibility and legitimacy of justice sector institutions must never be taken for granted. The NCAJ's strategic emphasis on the enhancement of access to justice by vulnerable groups is commendable. Particularly noteworthy is the escalation of efforts to improve the protection of children by the Committee on Child Justice, which culminated in the enactment of the Children's Act 2022. Every endeavor to advance the interests of children guarantees a strong future for our nation. Our children, therefore, matter, and the NCAJ's efforts are especially commendable. And as I said the other day, it is our collective responsibility as parents to make sure that we participate in ensuring that our children, whether in school or out of school, are within our watch, so that they don't suffer the consequences that Madam Chief Justice has enumerated. I also appreciate the admirable work to enhance effective access to justice for groups whose freedoms and rights have traditionally been encumbered by stigma. These include persons with mental illness, intersex persons as well as survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. It will come as no surprise that I am keenly interested in the NCAJ's model of grassroots service delivery. The court users committees are focal points in a democratized bottom-up justice process. I commend this model unreservedly. Both the coordination of actors and delivery of services will increasingly depend on the extent of adoption and deployment of technology. The transformational power of technology remains underappreciated. It can transform the weakest link into a model and a threat into opportunity. I am confident that as chair of NCAJ Committee on ICT, Mr. Justice Isaac Lenaola is alive to all these possibilities and is providing leadership in the direction of the future. And maybe to confirm to you that the government of Kenya, we have now sorted out all the issues that encompassed our digitization of government services, e-citizen platform. And in a couple of weeks, we will roll out a robust program on digitizing all government services, 5,000 government services. We will give in this process, we will work with the judiciary to see whether we can build synergy in digitization of services in the judiciary so that we can support a seamless technology use across government. We have also, we are working also on a program to ensure that that digitization exercise enables government to collect taxes. And I encourage the judiciary to support the process of government raising taxes, kicking out all people seeking refuge in the judiciary and who have refused to pay tax. I think the judiciary should not give them a safe haven. I have already discussed with the Kenya Revenue Authority that no matter should go to court unless it must, that we should try and sort out all matters, try to talk to our customers, try to talk to all taxpayers, try to all the issues out of court. So whenever you see a matter now appearing in court, please know that we have exhausted all efforts to try and resolve that matter out of court and help us so that people who don't want to pay tax do not find any refuge in our court system. And this is why I have asked the Cabinet Secretary for ICT to be available to give the ministry's full support to the NCAJ Working Committee whenever called upon to do anything for ensuring that you achieve your target of using technology to enhance the efficiency of delivery of our justice and the entire justice system. The maturation of the NCAJ and its significant achievements have firmly demonstrated that it is indispensable to the transformation of the national framework for access and especially inclusive justice. I therefore agree that the establishment of NCAJ autonomous agency is an idea whose time has come. The government will support the legislative process to achieve this objective. Told the Chief Justice, President of the Supreme Court, that we are all ready. Attorney General will present to Cabinet and eventually to Parliament the law that will assist in ensuring that NCHA is firmly rooted on